start from the beginning. This is about the aesthetic consultation mastery. And here, first thing that we have to understand is that how an aesthetic consultation differs from a clinical consultation. Aesthetic medicine is something which is hospitality infused with medicine. So the approach has to be slightly different for an aesthetic patient or aesthetic client. So the various aspects in which aesthetic medicine is different from clinical medicine or hospital medicine. The first and foremost thing is the duration of the consultation. Now, if you go to a hospital, if you go to a doctor's clinic, the maximum time that a person spends with that doctor is maybe 15 minutes, maximum half an hour, right? And also, you do not have to know their lifestyle, where they're coming from, their mindset, how they their take on things, these aspects you do not worry about if you are in a hospital medicine. But when you are in aesthetics, you have to know like where they're coming from, what are their driving forces, what is it that, why is it they're seeking for a certain concern, and how that concern is going to help them in their life. Is it they want to feel that more, they want to feel more confident, or they want to improve their relationships, or they want to, is it because of peer pressure? Is it because of some kind of competition? Are they modeling? Are they acting? Their motives has to be very clear to you. And the more you know, the more you know about their lifestyle, the easier it is for you to deal with them. It is about creating a bond with them, so that, because an aesthetic client is, if they're your client for once, they're client for you forever, because aging concerns and all those concerns are going to increase day by day, right? So creating a bond is very important, and for that you need to invest some time. And recently, in a very recent conference, there was a special lectures, and a lot of institutes, international institutes also, they are focusing more on the aesthetic consultation, the various aspects of it. And what the normal consensus was that a minimum duration of an initial aesthetic consultation is anywhere between 45 minutes to 1.5 hours. They want to discuss about where they what they have eaten, what exercises they do, which gym they go, what clothes they wear, all XYZ stuff. And that too, that helps in connecting with them, bonding with them, and also you get better insights into understanding them. Aesthetics is all about understanding the other person, right? And that is what is called as a psychodermatology. 80% of aesthetics is about psychodermatology. It is about understanding and gaining insights into the mindset and into the lifestyle of the person who is getting the treatments done. So there are places where people are treated very mechanically. They come and they've given the concern, the doctor does not communicate with them, and they're handed over to some technicians and all. Most of the aesthetic clients who are well paid, they would want to connect with the person who is treating them, and they do not want to be dealt with technicians and all. They want a specialized treatment, they want a custom. So just imagine how you feel after that. I'm coming to do that later. Now, second thing is, again, I told that it is about gaining insights. What are their driving forces, what are they trying to achieve by getting an aesthetic treatment done, etc. And again, 80% of it is psychodermatology. And mindset issues and the power to choose. Now an aesthetic client who is coming, if you're going to a hospital for some ailment, you do not have the power to choose. Whatever the doctor is telling you, you have to do it. No matter, either you choose that doctor and do whatever they say, or you just change the doctor. That is the only choice you have. But in aesthetics, sometimes people, most of the times they have the power to choose. They will walk into your clinic saying, I have this concern, but I don't want to get Botox done. That is where they start from. So now, how will you handle that patient? Suppose your specialty is Botox and fillers, and the person who is coming to you knows everything about you, and they're coming and sitting in front of you, and they're telling that this is my concern, but I don't want to get Botox done. What will you do? How will you deal with? Will you tell them, no, I don't do this, please go? No, you can't say that. You have to have, you need to then deal with it. Okay, then we can start with PRP. We can start with, non-invasive modalities. So you need to have a lot of options for them, so that because they have the power to choose. If you tell them you have to get Botox done, that is the only option, we don't have that freedom. As aesthetic practitioners, we do not hold that freedom. So they have the power to choose. That is something which is very important. Now, second thing is there are various categories of aesthetic clients. So if somebody is walking into your clinic, you have to, just assess by their body language and by their age that what category they belong to. So first category will be, they are somebody who is very well informed. They have gone to multiple places, they travel a lot, they Google a lot, they are very well informed, and they might have taken some treatments in, in past also. So first type of client is well-informed client. There you do not need to, do not need to convince them to get something done. They're already convinced, they already know what they want to do. They just want you to do what they're asking for, right? Sometimes it is easier, but sometimes it becomes challenging. Then second category is they're uninformed and they are open to gain information about the new treatments. So some people will come and whatever you suggest them, they will not question much and they will, do whatever as you say. So they're easygoing clients. Right. The third category is they're uninformed and they're not open to information. So this category is very dangerous because first of all, they're not educated, right? Secondly, their IQ level is not at the level that they can understand your, injectable treatments or high-end treatments. So for these clients, going for, some conservative modalities. Injectables you do only when you are having a good bond and good understanding with your patient. Do not do injectables unless and until you do. And especially if it is an uninformed client, they don't want information, they will come to you, okay, doctor, we don't want to understand you, do whatever you do, do whatever you like. Go for a conservative approach because they don't understand, and they don't want to understand. So if something, even if a small bruise will happen, they will create a big havoc about it because bruise is something which is very normal, and a patient who is open to information, who is well informed, they already know that, bruise can be a possibility and that is fine with them. But someone who is uninformed, not open to information, they are not ready to listen to, they are okay, do whatever you want to do. Even a small bruise, they will create a havoc, which is something very normal. So it is all about gaining insights. Then there are, you have any question?
Yeah, ma'am, a small question, because as we are seeing in the market that there are several practitioners, several are not very much trained and they have just attended small courses of 4-5 days and they are practicing. Mostly dentists are doing that. So in that case, they just have that ready-made formula for every patient. And they must have been telling their patient, as you are saying that a person should, like a person who's doing aesthetic consultation should spend some 45 minutes to 1 hour for one consultation for one patient. But in that case, they have ready-made formulas for, just somebody coming for hair for pigmentation. They have that treatment lined up. So in that case, because patient has gone to such practitioners before, even if the patient is intelligent and has good IQ level and is being informed, but the information given to that patient is not the correct information. So in that particular, because we'll be facing such cases, because only the patients who are known to cosmetic treatments will be coming to us also if we start. So they already have a different set of thing going in their head because they are not exposed to such kind of practice usually, basically in our part of the country, like Jodhpur and small cities like that. So how do you tackle those patients who have been informed, but then they are informed in a different manner, or they have some different set of knowledge which is not practically correct to do?
Right. So here you have to understand that first thing to do is that you have to decide that what is your mode of functioning. How are you going to do it? Second is to communicate it to your patients, whosoever is coming, that we work in this way. And third thing is in understanding that not everybody who is walking into your clinic, it will be your cup of tea, So first you have to have clarity that I am going to do this and this is my way of doing. And once you have clarity of doing that, then you can, convey it to your patients, like, your specialty, your expertise will be depicted in the way you counsel them, in the way you talk to them, and your way of working also will be depicted in how you consult and how you understand the problem. If somebody is coming for pigmentation, for example, if they're going to a ready-made package place. So for pigmentation, they will tell them, okay, take peels, take this. I mean, they have their, protocols. But if somebody is coming to you for a pigmentation concern, the first thing you have to educate them is that pigmentation is like diabetes for skin. You cannot deal with it unless and until you have, continuous and consistent efforts. First, educate them, make them understand the gravity of the problem they are having. Second, start with a conservative approach, because tell them that you might have tried some creams, and mostly pigmentation patients, they will have tried some hydroquinone and stuff like that. Their skin is already sensitive. So you cannot start with peeling straight away. You need to assess what is the reason of pigmentation. When did it start? Is it increasing or decreasing? Is it physiological or pathological? And what all modalities they have already been using. And conservative approaches start with, and pigmentation, again, we do not go any aggressive treatment, because if you go with injectables or something like that, it is going to aggravate, later on. So conservative is putting on oral gluta or IV gluta or oral tranexamic acid, giving them hydration. Pigmentation is a concern of dry skin. Pigmentation never happens in oily skin. So pigmentation, you will always find when the skin is dry. So the first thing you have to do is hydrate and nourish and moisturize the skin. Right. So if you make them understand all this, they will understand, they will know, someone who is looking for quality treatments, they have to understand what you are saying. The way you talk to them, the way you consult with them is what is going to make the difference. The person is there, they have a lot of options, but what will make them choose that option? What will make them, again, aesthetic consultation is about winning the trust and the interest of the person you are dealing with. And the way you work will show, it will reflect in the way you talk to them, in the way you make them understand their problem first. If they understand their problem, then tell them in pigmentation, there are two objectives. The first objective is to, limit it. The first objective is so that it does not increase or aggravate. The second objective, which may or may not be achieved, is it reduces, So the first is, because pigmentation is, again, it will start as a spot, it will increase, then it will become bilateral, then it will increase further. So that is a normal course of pigmentation. First objective is not to reduce the pigmentation, but to limit its spread, to hold it where it is, right? Second objective is, it can come as a bonus that it reduces. Do not make big promises, only if they are able to understand what you are telling them and they're ready to go for it. Because pigmentation is very challenging. Nobody can correct pigmentation. And it is you have to be very strong with your conviction that pigmentation is not something that you can deal with, Wrinkles you can deal with. It's very easy to deal with wrinkles. But pigmentation is not an easy stuff. If you start with pigmentation, you are going to, lose your confidence as a clinician if you do not convey it correctly and in proper way to the patient. Right? Because you will be wasting your time and their time also, and over the long run you might end up losing. So basically, when you start your aesthetic practice, start with treatments which give concrete results, concrete visible results, which they can appreciate in the mirror. So make a list of all those treatments, like Botox, it will give straight away, wrinkles are gone. Fillers, straight away results. PRP, straight away results. Photofacial paste, straight away result. Acne and pigmentation, these are two things which I am not very aggressive, I do not entertain unless until they are, I and the patient are on the same page, we are on the same tangent. They understand that I'm helping them deal with this problem. If they do not understand, yeah. Yes.
Which two treatments?
Sorry?
Pigmentation and acne.
Yeah. Acne scars, microneedling, open pores, you can deal very nicely. But if it is active acne, unless until they understand that it is their lifestyle, it is their hygiene, and it is their skincare, three things. If they cannot do these three things, there is no point taking treatment for acne. PCOS, they need to deal with PCOS, So it is all about educating your patient. If they understand you, then go ahead with it. Otherwise, you can tell them some ointments, creams, and tell them that these are not the treatments, but these might help you. Acne, first thing you have to understand is there should be no dandruff. If you don't work on dandruff and you're working on acne, there is no point working on anything. So consider that. That is why I'm saying that lifestyle, their habits, their hygiene, what they eat, acne again chocolate, oily, spicy. You need to know what all they eat, what is their lifestyle, their weight issues, if it is PCOS. So consult them in totality, make them understand. If they understand, go ahead with them further. Make a list of treatments which give straightforward results. Concentrate on them. Tell your people to counsel on those treatments. Acne and pigmentation, the whole world is struggling with them. You cannot build your practice on acne and pigmentation unless you're a dermatologist. That is a separate thing. In aesthetics, your bottom line, your foundation will be on, laser hair reduction, Botox, fillers, threadless. They give concrete straight away results. Right? So again, am I audible? I can't hear you.
It got disconnected for a while now. Now I can see.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So when you're building up your practice, you have to know that these are our strong points. These are our strong points, and these are our not so strong points. So concentrate on delivering and talking more about and advertising more about things which are your stronger points. So what are the most common clinical indications you would come across in aesthetic consultations, which I mentioned? First, again, is pigmentation. Pigmentation could be melasma, uneven skin tone, birthmarks, generalized tanning, sunspots, PIH. So it is if it is uneven skin tones, and if it is sunspots, if it is generalized tanning, you can deal with it. It is very well dealt with. But if it is melasma, if it is PIH, you need to be careful. That is a patient who will bargain a lot. That is a patient who will be your difficult patient. That is a patient who will take a lot of your time without paying much. So you have to decide that if you spend half an hour with a person who is doing Botox, you will earn more rather than sitting with half an hour person doing PIH.
What is PIH?
Post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation after acne, marks, and all that. So any kind of inflammation, any kind of injury, it will cause hyperpigmentation. So that is basically PIH. Right? Birthmarks, it is it's easy to deal, but in India, we do not have that expensive equipments which deal with birthmarks. We do not have peak away lasers and all that. So you can straight away tell them, if you find a practitioner who has peak away laser, you can definitely go and try your birthmarks treatment. So you have to have clarity. You do not want to entertain, because as doctors, you have to sell on facts. And any pigmentation they would take in, they would make a package without realizing whether it's melasma or whether it's birthmark or whether it's generalized tanning. So that is how those centers work. But I have to know that what I can treat and what I cannot treat. Right? Everything is not treatable. They have to understand their limitations, the limitations of these aesthetic treatments.
So case selection is important.
Case selection is very important. Client selection and case selection. Select people who, who you think you're confident you can deal with their concerns. Because in the beginning, when you're starting aesthetics, it becomes very challenging, and most of the patients coming to you would be acne and pigmentation only. Nobody will come to you asking for Botox.
Dealing with all the unpredictable treatments first.
Yes. So client selection and patient selection is very important. And if you think that they do not understand, just educate them and send them. Don't waste your time and their time also if you don't understand. Because people will come and ask you, 100% theek ho jayega, and 100% kuch bhi theek nahi hota hai. If they don't understand it, then they're going to create problems later. So second is active acne. This is the second common concern that you will see. And acne, if it is active acne grade 1 and 2, you can go ahead with it. Tell them the diet, tell them hygiene, tell them lifestyle, PCOS concerns, and about dandruff. But acne scars and marks also you can deal if you have microneedling equipments. If you have RF microneedling, it's even better. But if it is acne grade 3 and 4, please refer to a dermatologist. Because you won't be able to do anything on the face unless and until the acne resolves. And you don't want to spend time, wasting time resolving acne, That is not my forte. I don't do it. Please, either you tie up with a dermatologist or you refer to a dermatologist, whatever your practice allows you. If it is grade 1 and 2, it can be very well dealt with. If it is acne scars and marks, they can be very well dealt with. Acne grade 3 and 4, we don't want. Unless until your dermatologist is fine, otherwise it's up to you. Then the third category that you will tell is, these are the patients who will come that the face has become dull over time. The face does not look as good as it used to look 10 years back. And there isn't enough glow on the skin. No, this is the category you want. This is the person you want to treat and deal with in your aesthetic practice. Who say that the face is becoming dull, they're doing good lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, good diet, good exercise, but still the face does not look as good as it was 10 years back. There is dullness on the face even after taking all the efforts. There isn't enough. So this is the one you want to deal with. This is our category. I want people who tell me this. Right. So these are the ones who are the right candidates for anti-aging treatments, because with age, collagen is reducing in the skin, with age, hyaluronic acid is reducing, and which is why even after taking all the efforts, the skin does not have that resilience, that elasticity, that glow that was there a few years back. So what are the objectives of the aesthetic consultation? So first is to win the trust and interest of the patients. Second is establish yourself as the best provider for the concern that they're coming from. Make them feel comfortable, and it's a luxury lifestyle product. It's people are coming from multi-sensory experience. Just imagine yourself entering into a lobby of a 5-star hotel. What kind of feeling do you get? That same feeling they want to have. People who would get Botox and fillers done, they are the ones who want to have that kind of a feel. Second is fifth is provide multi-sensory experience. It should look good. The waiting area or the entrance should look good. It should feel good. It should smell good. The lighting should be soft. It should be comforting. It should be relaxing. It should, music should be light music, relaxing music, something like that. All the big soft music, the entrance is just like, it gives you a multi-sensory experience. It is something very inviting. It is an inviting place, and it is not something where 10 people are sitting waiting for their turn to get the prescription done and all that. It's not like that. So it is kind of a VIP experience, just the kinds that you feel when you enter the lobby of a 5-star hotel. So all this lays grounds for them to experience your expertise, and they have to look up to you and be their role models. So in aesthetics, if you're practicing clinical medicine or hospital medicine, no matter how you dress up, how you look, it does not matter. But in aesthetics, how you look, how you talk, how you walk, how you do your stuff, it is very important. They have to look up to you. How well groomed you are, it is very important. You see all the good doctors, who are internationally acclaimed, or in India also, they are very well groomed, and they take care of themselves. They are the reflection of the work they do. So that is something very important. Your self-work is required. If you're practicing aesthetics, a lot of self-work is required. You have to be their role model, actually. They have to look up to you. And most important is your confidence. How confidently are you conveying their concerns? It is the confidence that sells. If you are selling something, you have to, in corporate brands, the people who sell are basically sales representatives. They do not know what the science of Botox is. They do not know what what fillers are, etc. The technical aspects, they have no idea. But still, the confidence with which they sell big packages, that is the next level confidence. But doctors, I feel they lack that confidence because we know the facts, So too much knowledge is a difficult thing, That's what they say. But you will have confidence only when you are very, coming from your strong backgrounds, your convictions are clear. You know what you can deal, you know what type of clients you want, you know what you can, you know what you want to cater. So that is how you will be able to develop your confidence. Now, second is, it is your energy and the vibe that will attract the right people to you, So in my practice, what I found is that I do not connect well with, teenagers and, people who are coming for window shopping, people who are coming for 1 or 2 treatments. They will, message me on Insta, do you do hydrofacial? What is the cost? That is not the category that stays with me, because I'm not interested in them also. I don't want people coming to me and telling me, please do hydrofacial for me, without knowing what hydrofacial and how hydrofacial is benefiting them. I like people who ask me, like who ask my opinion and then go accordingly. And if they have doubts, they can do their research and still come with questions. I'm happy to help. But you cannot dictate me. You can go to a beauty parlor and tell them I want detan. But this is not a beauty parlor. This is aesthetic skin clinic. You have to take my opinion. You have to tell me. And then if I tell you, if I advise you, then it is fine for me. Then only I go ahead. I do not entertain people who are messaging me on Insta. I want to get photo facial done. What is your price? I don't entertain such type of clients. So it is, you have to know what type of practice you want to build. And similarly, similar clients you will be. If you're clear in what type of practice you want to build, you will get like-minded people. So your energy and your vibes will attract the right people to you. We cannot cater to everybody who is walking in. So what are the components of an aesthetic consultation? One is there are pre-visit components, there are during the visit components, and there are post-visit. Now, pre-visit, everything the patient knows before stepping in. The aesthetic consultation begins long before the appointment. It starts from the moment they visit your social media handles, and it is like they're almost stalking you. They will, they will search you, or they will, go through your profile and all that. So that is where your consultation starts. That is where you need to know your social media has to be good. Now, I have seen a lot of people going in for websites. Website is when your business is going global. In the beginning, when start your practice, Instagram and YouTube are two good things that you should start working on, because you need people from around you. 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers around you. You don't need people in the beginning coming from Mumbai, flying from Mumbai to you and all that stuff. Right. So first 5 years, just focus on Instagram and YouTube. And following years, you can add on, your website, your Google ads or Facebook ads and stuff like that. That comes later on, because that is the time you are having enough confidence in dealing with such patients. That is the time you are equipped with catering to the requirements of aesthetic clients. And that is the time you want people flying into you from different places. Jodhpur, I see a lot of destination weddings are happening and stuff like that. So it's, you can attract elite clients, but that does not begin from day one. Day one is about starting to build your foundation, what type of practice you want to build, and attract people. So initially you want people from around you, so that you can build up your practice. And after 5 years, going forward in this websites and stuff like that. So the aesthetic pre-visit consultation, it starts right from the moment they visit your social media handles. They're stalking you. Okay. So shall I wait? Maybe I think doctor has. Okay. Are you there now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm.
So the people want to know you, your temperament, how you deal with clients, how you talk to them. Your digital presence will help the right people gravitate towards you. And consumers begin to form impressions by your social media, your abilities, integrities, how trustworthy you are. Now, second is during the visits. So if this meeting ends, I will share another link, immediately after. Only 2 minutes are left. So if it ends, I'll share another link soon. So during the visit, the consultation, the accessibility of your clinic is very important. If people are fighting outside your clinic for parking space and stuff like that, it is not in a favor of something. You cannot help it also, but we can just look into it if it can be handled. So important variables are parking, accessibility of your place, how traffic jammed it is. If they walk in annoyed and disturbed, you are already at a disadvantage, if they enter, annoyed and disturbed. So waiting room experience has to be very good. Like I said, the moment they enter, it has to be relaxing and it should take them away from the world, So from first contact to the making the appointment, point of contact is very important. The person dealing with that, obviously the doctor is not going to greet, but whosoever is going to greet has to be good, has to be hospitable, has to be good in talking, etc. Fill intake form. It is very important. After the meeting, I will share the intake form with you. The intake form is very important, and most of the clinics do not have it. It is a form which is filled in the waiting area in the first visit, wherein you ask about their personal details, you ask about what all their concerns are, what is their skin type, how much they know about their concern, what are they looking for, what is the reason of their visit and stuff like that. So before you meet the patient, you have to go through that intake form, and that will give you an insight into what they're looking for and how you have to talk to them, how you have to consult with them. So that intake form is important. Then you have to know what are major concerns to be addressed. So people will come with multiple concerns, like they have acne, they have wrinkles. So if they have multiple concerns, you ask them that at one point in time, we can work on one concern. We cannot work on all the concerns. So what is the most pressing concern? What is the most, most problematic thing? What is the first thing that they want to work on their face, and then start from there? Because once you consult for wrinkle, they will shift on to acne. Once you talk about acne, they'll shift on to pigmentation. Then they will talk about their body. So you tell them, don't waste time. One consultation, in the first consultation, you cannot give information about all the concerns. That will confuse you also, and that will confuse them also. Right? So at one point, ask them what is the most pressing concern, what is the one thing they want to work on, and start from there. Then addressing fears and apprehensions. They are, they are filled with all the negative press, social media, and Google stories. The Google horror stories, and about the celebrity stories that have gone wrong. The people have a lot of concerns. So you need to address and tell them that, things go wrong, but then you are the right person. You are the most experienced person for their concern to be dealt with. That is that authority that you have to create during an aesthetic consultation. Now, the problem with celebrities is that they dictate their terms. They do not listen to the practicing doctors. They will ask, I have 2-3 celebrities coming over here. They do not ask for my opinion sometimes. They just dictate that, okay, I want 2 ml of this filler in my lips, So sometimes, but the thing is, if they're paying good, obviously you cannot say no to such people. But then that is going to create a problem somewhere if people don't understand. For example, Priyanka Chopra, her smile, her concern, when she got lip fillers done, her concern was that during the smile, her face should look better. At rest, how her lips are looking, it was none of her business, because she's like, most of my pictures, most of my social media appearances have me as a smiling face. So when you smile, the lips become thinner, but she wanted plumper lips when she smiled. So that is why when her lips are at rest, when she's not emoting with the lips, when she's not talking, her lips look overdone. And people tell that lip filler, and people, relate it with the lip filler will always make you look like this. So it is about the person. There are ways you can do it naturally. There are ways you need to, deal with a particular concern. And actors and models, they obviously overdo. For example, actors and models, when they are doing a photo shoot, they will always, fill their lip. The lip line will be almost going beyond the lip boundary, because they want to make their lips look plumper. So different people have different objectives, So a housewife coming to you will have objective that nobody should know that she has gotten it done, but still she wants to look good, That is why I always tell that it is very difficult to deal with that. I want to live normal, and that kind of normal I am still not able to deliver. That looks that your friends can appreciate, but your family doesn't. It's very difficult to give that kind of normal. And models and actors are different genre altogether. Different people, some people want it overdone, some people want it underdone, some people want it natural. Get to know what their driving forces are, and get to know what their fears and apprehensions are, and then consult accordingly. Consultation is the most important part of the aesthetic treatment. So it is your conduct, your ambience that help you establish your authority. Create the image of your practice that you want to convey. So convey accurately the list of services you have. Know your ideal customer. Not everybody is going to relate to what you are saying, it's just like I feel that whosoever stays for me with longer, like my patients are usually all the earth signs and water signs, and usually the air signs, type A personalities. They don't, we don't understand each other, and they will take 1 or 2 treatments and then they'll go away. That is the psychology, that is how you connect with the other people. So you during your practice, you will develop, you will understand gradually whom you are connecting with well, what type of people you are connecting with well. Yes, doctor, I think you have something to ask.
Need to learn some astrology as well.
No, this is something that you'll understand with time, not about astrology. It's not about actively learning. You will understand,
Okay.
type A, type B personality, we know, So
You
aesthetic,
said earth signs and water signs and air signs. That's why.
now I started looking into it, like after 20 years, it struck me like, good patients who are having very good rapport with me. They are associated with me for last 5 to 10 years. They are calling me for birthdays, birthday parties. So one is having in Feb. So I was like, okay, she's a water sign. So now that's how it struck me, It's not about learning astrology. It's just a thing which I observed recently, That's why. So
No, even I do that actually.
yeah.
That's why I said.
So convey accurately the list of services. Now, sometimes in the waiting room, there was a new doctor. There are 50 services that were listed in her waiting room. That is very confusing, So what all services you want to interest? Like my forte is Botox and filler. So in my waiting room, you will only find Botox, filler, lip filler, etc. Nothing else. I don't keep anything else because that is what I want to do. That is where I want to, drift my people. So whatever you want to go further with, whatever you enjoy doing it, because we cannot do everything. So whatever you enjoy doing and whatever you do well and best, portray that. So how your practice differs from others, your areas of training expertise, nobody will look, nobody reads your certificates, but still hanging them on the wall creates an impression. Nobody's going to know. People don't half the time understand where the certification is coming from. They don't understand the technicalities, the details, but still we're framed. If you have a full framed wall, it creates an impact and impression. So how patients can be expected to be treated at your place? That obviously that's, their first visit, their waiting room experience, and your social media is going to give them confidence. So conceptualize your services offerings, like you mentioned initially, doctor, that there's some places they have, already built in, already pre-built packages. That does not work in the long run because people will come, take the package, and they will go without getting any results. So in the long run, it will create a negative image. Now, there are a lot of opportunities in the waiting room, you can keep brochures, you can give before and afters of your own patients. And you can put some good offers also over there. If there is some offer that you want to run, then you can put it, on the notice board or on the board or whatever you want to put. So there are a lot of opportunities that can be created in the waiting room. The intake form, which I said that you have to, like first consultation, your first visit, that intake form should be there with personal details, clinical indications, medical history, history of previous treatments, etc., etc. I will share the intake form on WhatsApp. Should you charge for your initial consultation now? This is so. What do you think? Like before I go, what do you think? Should you charge for your initial consultation? Because initial consultation is about understanding and educating.
I think we should not. If in case I'm a new practitioner, I'm new to this field. I think people should talk to me and know me how much knowledge and how much experience I have. Until now, I just put a board of 300 400 rupees over there, and just wait for that 300 to come first. I would be losing some patients there.
So okay, all the doctors think like that. Even I was thinking like that, But the point here is that you have whatever information and knowledge you have gathered, it hasn't come free to you, right? So although you are a newcomer, does not mean that you don't know anything, right? So never undervalue your skills and your knowledge, because that will take over your confidence in the future. Do not do that. All the doctors do not have good money mindset. Doctors, if you are doing business, if you have to start your practice, you are doing it to earn money. Without having a good money mindset, it will get you, you won't be satisfied in the long run, right? And it will take over your confidence also. You have put years of experience, you have put years of expertise, you have, burnt your midnight oil and stuff, like nobody understands. So at least initial consultation, you should charge, but there are ways in which you can justify. Although you are a newcomer, does not matter. I was doing this mistake for 10 years, But as doctors, you have to have, and as doctors, you are not working in the hospital. You are not getting a salary. You are putting, you are doing a business. It is an entrepreneurship that you're doing. So you have to have good money mindset, good business sense you have to have. Without, the major challenge is that you have to sell on the facts. You don't have to just promise everything like every other place is doing, that all kind of pigmentation are same for them. Right. So it is a yes, you have to charge at least a nominal for your initial consultation. And advantages, what are the advantages is that it increases the perceived value of your services. Like people do not value if it is coming to them for free. Secondly, if somebody is coming to take something for free, that means they are not serious about the stuff they are coming for. So it will help you weed out the no-shows, the low price shoppers, the unmotivated buyers, the window shoppers. You don't want to spend time on these kind of people. So this might come as a resistance for entry-level treatment, but in the long run, it's good. So there are different ways to deal with it. You charge for the initial consultation, and if they pursue any treatment, you can adjust that price offering in that package amount. You can adjust that amount. But the time that you are giving them, you have to charge for that time, because in that time, they are getting education. They're at least getting educated. Yeah, you are sharing your knowledge with them. So a minimal amount should be charged. Never give it for free, because you have not been given anything for free. Right? So you can, the other ways is you can give them gift cards for their referrals to friends and family. Like if somebody from the family comes, you can give a gift card that if they come with this card, then you can, help them deal with it. So there are different ways to justify your initial consultation price that you're charging, but you should always charge. Your money mindset has to be good. If you're not good with, read books like Psychology of Money, read books like Money Mindset. Your money mindset has to be good. If you are opening up a clinic, you are sitting to earn money. That is the first objective. Your knowledge and skill is the tool with which you earn money. You cannot give it for free. So making a good first impression is very important. Understand the subtle psychology of aesthetic clients. They have full schedule, they have busy lives. They're looking for value addition to their appearance through your expertise. And they might have tried places before, and they will compare you to other people around you. They will compare you with the others around you. So you need to know what your forte is and what are your strong points and how you are different from them. So making good first impressions, the consumer. Now, there was a survey done by American Society of Aesthetic Physicians, and the consumer preferences in choosing the aesthetic clinics. The parameters that people consider when they choose aesthetic clinic is, first is the years of experience the doctor has. Second is the level of expertise. Third is the travel time to your clinic. And fourth was the overall treatment experience. So as a beginner, the only thing is the first point you are missing on the first point, level of expertise. Second is something that is again challenging, but level of expertise can be overcome by the way you consult with them. That is why I'm saying aesthetic consultation is the most important part, because that is something which will depict your level of expertise. Travel time is not in your hands. It's up to them. And the overall treatment experience, when they come to your place, that place has to feel inviting and good, and they should get addicted to the feel of your place. So there are some points which will be your stronger points in the beginning as a beginner, but there are points which you can work on to overcome the weaknesses of the other points. So if you give them a good overall treatment experience, if you if you consult with them in a better way, in the best way possible, if you give them time, believe me, they're going to stick with you. Unless and until it is a concern that you don't want to deal with, or you don't want to delve into, that is a different matter. But if there is something that you want to deal with, if you have a solution for their concern, all these things you can overcome if you do not have the years of experience. So the red flags, there are some red flags in the aesthetic consultation, which should, you should, by just seeing those people, it should raise a. The red flags in the aesthetic consultation, I did not mention over here. The red flags are people who bargain, the bad bargainers, people who will come and dictate that they want to do this. They just consider you an operator. They're not asking for your expert opinion. So people who do not take your expert opinion, and people who are just coming and dictating that they want to get a facial done for some concern, these are the red flags in aesthetic consultation. These should this is something that, you cannot say no and you cannot say yes. If they are wanting, they are ready to pay the price that you are asking for, you get them done. But they are not the ones who will stick for long. Now, post-visit, if somebody has taken a treatment, it is always a good practice to do a follow-up call within 24 hours of that procedure. You should, if they have taken a package, then appointment reminders 24 hours before the next session has to be given. A courtesy call 24 hours after the procedure is very important, because most of the time people inject Botox and fillers and they don't want to attend any calls from the patient then. It's just a nightmare for them if the patient calls them back. So that should not be done. It should be an initiative from your clinic that you have to talk to them, call them, and ask them if everything is fine. If they're facing any problem, help them deal with it. And keep messaging them the updates on the
Yeah, ma'am. I was doing that in my clinic in initial years of practice. But every time I called, even the patients who were like the treatment was done very satisfactorily, and I was not expecting any complaints from them. Even they used to complain something or the other. So I
something or
stopped
the other is
calling.
always there. It will be there.
Yeah.
So you have to make a courtesy call, ask them, that helps them build confidence in you. Like, you are the one who is concerned, you are the one who is bothered about them, right? And it feels good, if somebody is calling you and asking you how you're doing. So how to suggest and formulate packages. So first you identify the procedure, categorize procedure categories that you offer. Then now some treatments are footfall drivers, some treatment are experiential treatments, some treatments are revenue generators, and some treatments are profit multipliers. So the idea is you want to get into revenue generators and profit multipliers, but it starts from footfall drivers and experiential treatments. So footfall drivers is the treatments that everybody needs, most of the people need: laser hair reduction, photofacial, hydrofacial. These are footfall drivers. Then experiential treatments, again, medifacials, all kind of medifacials are experiential treatments. Then there are revenue generators like PRP, Forma facelift, Morpheus, microneedling, non-invasive devices are revenue generators, provided you have calculated the cost of product cost. Then Botox fillers combined with some treatments, they are profit multipliers. You can, provided you are charging a good amount. So that you can do only when you have a good practice, that you can do only if you have a good confidence in injecting and giving them the results. So make a list of all the treatments you are offering, categorize them into these categories, and then make packages. If you first do these two steps, if you find anything challenging, I can help you with that, because right now at the moment I don't know what all treatments you have to offer, because not everybody can offer everything. So the code of conduct is very important. Person dealing with should be well dressed. It should be official dress, whatever dress of your clinic is. The way of talking, the way of dealing has to be polite. Polite tone, soft tone, choice of words it should be very important. It should convey positive notations. Do not impose, suggest instead. Do not criticize, analyze instead, and do not sound judgmental or opinionated. I have seen people counseling that, you have pigmentation, it will not look good. They impose their things on them. They sound judgmental and opinionated. That the choice of words has to be very, carefully picked up. So that is something. It should not make the other person uncomfortable, because it is very difficult to open up with your insecurities regarding your looks to an unknown person. It is very difficult. So understand where they're coming from, and your choice of words is what matters. Tone, choice of words, etc. is very important. Person should feel free to, talk to you. Feel free to open up with their insecurities. The non-medical aspects of consultation, of this dental history, you have to always take the dental history. Psychological assessment is very important, because body dysmorphias are very common. Body image disorders are very common in youngsters nowadays, especially. And no matter what you do for them, they won't be satisfied, because the way they perceive themselves is totally different. So it's not about your treatment, it is about how they perceive themselves. So if you identify these body dysmorphias, body image disorders, I have beautiful people coming into my clinic and telling them that, doctor, we don't look beautiful. And from me, they are very beautiful. So again, that is a body dysmorphia. So in such patients, I never do injectables till they understand what I'm doing, till it is a crow's feet and I know it will be erased completely. So I give options of concrete treatments to them only, which I can show them before and after. So how I have changed my consultation style, initially when I started 20 years back, if a person used to come to me for consultation and they used to tell me, doctor, you tell me what all can I do? So I used to give them a list of services. Okay, we can do this for this also, we can do this also, we can do like 5-10 people, because we are so used to seeing the flaws that, I can tell you that, okay, you can do under eye fillers also, you can do crow's feet also, you can do Botox also, you can do on all the faces, you can do everything, but that used to sometimes overwhelm them, that used to sometimes intimidate them. And now over the years, what I have realized and my consultation style has changed is, now if somebody is coming to me and asking me, doctor, tell me what should I do? I tell them, for me, if you ask me, you look perfect. But if there is something that is bothering you, you tell me that, and I will tell you options how to deal with it. So the first thing I tell them, that for me, you are absolutely perfect. You look great. Right. Pigmentation and acne scars is a different thing. But if somebody is coming for Botox, fillers, anti-aging, facelifting, stuff like that, I tell them, for me, you look great. You can age well. You can age gracefully with wrinkles also, and you can age gracefully without wrinkles also. It's a choice you make. You can look good with makeup also. Some people feel good with makeup. Some people don't feel good with makeup. It is a choice to make. So either way, for me, you are absolutely fine. But if there is something that is bothering you and you want to work on it, I am the best person to help you with that. So there are various consultation tools, hand mirror is there, the selfie. Now, most of the people, initially we were working with the hand mirror. I used to hand them a hand mirror, and ask them what is the concern. But nowadays, people come with their selfie images, their candid shots. They want to look good in pictures. They want to look good in photographs. Right. Then there's the MD codes, emotional attributes. This is also a chart which I will share in WhatsApp. 2-3 things I will share in the WhatsApp with you. The MD codes, emotional attributes, is a chart developed by Dr. Mauricio Di Maio, and it helps you, deal with that. Maybe I have this. No, this is the MD codes. So here it has 8 options, and they have to choose 3 from these. Any 3 options. This is specifically for patients coming from Botox and fillers, right? For anti-aging, for the ones who want to look, who look dull and all that. So you give them this chart. You ask them, choose any 3. So the left 4 options are realities, and the right 4 options are dreams. So look less tired is a reality, look less saggy is a reality, look less sad is a reality, look less angry is a reality, but look more attractive is a dream. Look younger is a dream, look slimmer is a dream, look more feminine and masculine is a dream. So when they choose, so the options they are choosing, if someone chooses one option from the reality and 2 from the dreams, it is an indication for me that it is difficult, that it will be difficult for me to meet up their expectations, because they're more into their dreams. Their expectations are high. But if they're choosing 2 from the left and 1 from the right, then I know they're more realistic. They're more grounded, they're more realistic, and it's easy for me to deal. So if they want to look less saggy, I know they want lifting. If they want to look less angry, I know they want Botox. If they want to look less sad, I know I want to deal with under eye, and I want to deal with marionette lines and stuff like that. If they want to look less tired, it's an indication for me, I have to work around their eyes. Because eyes is a place where you start looking tired first. So this MD codes, emotional attributes, is again a very good tool to get insights and understanding into their mindset. So now intake form is different. Intake form, I will be share. Consent forms is again a different thing. Consent form is they have agreed for a treatment and they want to go for it. So never work without consent. Usually Botox and fillers, in many places, they do not get the consent form signed. And also the consent form given by the dealer, like given by Allergan or given by Derma, is saving that brand. It's not saving the doctor. So if you are getting something done in your clinic, you cannot get a Allergan form signed and say that you've got the consent form signed, because if something goes wrong, then that is saving Allergan and that is not saving the doctor. So your consent form has to be on your name, with your name on it, your clinic name or your name on it. So make sure that you get a consent form, or you take it up, make it a PDF format, and whenever required, take a printout. You can make a consultation checklist. If you want, I can share it with you. Like you have, think about how you will go about consulting your patients with all the inputs. What I have given, I have shared just my inputs. It is not something that I am asking all of it. You will develop your own way of doing it and then make a checklist of it so that you do not forget it. You can take points from here, you can take hints from here, but everybody has their own way of consulting people. So this again, the emotional attribute chart I explained. So when you consult for pigmentation, you always go in for a conservative approach, identify the type of pigmentation, the duration it has been for, increase and decrease in severity with your monthly days, use of hydroquinone, whether they've used any hydroquinone or skin lightening treatments before. Pigmentation, make them understand it is diabetes for skin. You need to have consistent and continuous efforts. Your efforts have to be consistent and continuous. For melasma, start with oral glutathione and Trenexa, good hydration and moisturization, sunscreen, and mild priming. Do not straight away jump to aggressive procedures. After you do this, step 1, then grade up to Q-switch lasers and photofacials. And then you go in for anything aggressive if required.